In November 2023, the entertainment world was rocked to its core when Cassie Ventura, singer, actress, model, and once the love of Diddy's life, blew the lid off with a lawsuit so explosive it left everyone shaking. Cassie, who spent over a decade entangled in Diddy's powerful orbit, stepped into the spotlight not with another breakup sob story, but with graphic, stomach-churning allegations that completely shattered the music mogul's carefully polished image. Cassie didn't just hint, she detailed years of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, dragging the hidden horrors of their relationship into the public eye, controlling her every move, manipulating her career, dictating how she dressed, who she spoke to, what roles she could take. Diddy allegedly pulled every string like some dark puppet master behind the scenes. It wasn't just about personal heartbreak. Cassie exposed a systemic cycle of dominance, intimidation, and coercion that, if true, painted Diddy not as a self-made mogul, but a monster hidden in plain sight. Behind the fame, the luxury, the champagne-soaked photos, Cassie's lawsuit ripped open a world of power plays and sick control tactics. But what truly made the world gasp were the sexual abuse allegations. Cassie described horrific scenarios where she was allegedly forced into explicit acts, not just with Diddy, but with others, while he watched. Orchestrated freak-offs, with Diddy allegedly sitting back like a king surveying his conquest, while Cassie was pressured and humiliated, trapped under the weight of his power. And that wasn't even the worst of it. Cassie revealed Diddy's inner world, one of secret parties, manipulated events, and disturbing rituals where she was allegedly forced to comply or risk being discarded. It was about maintaining control, maintaining fear, maintaining his sick kingdom. And Cassie wasn't alone. Her bravery cracked the dam. Suddenly, former assistants, bodyguards, even housekeepers started speaking out, exposing Diddy's inner circle as a place of terror and surveillance. If you crossed him, you were done. If you didn't worship him, he crushed you. Sources claimed he kept tabs on everyone, even his most trusted employees, and demanded total loyalty, or else. As the whispers turned into roars, the pressure built into a full-blown public crisis. What started as Cassie's case erupted into a mountain of lawsuits. Dozens of women, private and public figures alike, coming forward with chillingly similar stories of coercion, manipulation, and abuse. The FBI got involved, and then things got even messier. Federal investigators started digging into Diddy's empire. Not just the personal allegations, but deeper into accusations of racketeering and sex trafficking. Whispers turned to screams that Diddy might have used his businesses, the record label, the liquor empire, to cover up and facilitate darker activities. But Diddy's legal team wasn't going down without a dirty fight. They accused the FBI of misconduct, claiming the agents violated Diddy's rights during a raid, seizing privileged legal documents, and eavesdropping on confidential talks with his lawyers. It wasn't just sloppy work, they said. It was a deliberate, illegal attack on Diddy's defense. And honey, while the public was still processing that bombshell, more rumors exploded. Diddy's team was reportedly cooking up a bail deal so strict it would lock him down tighter than Alcatraz, around-the-clock security, zero contact with anyone except his lawyers. But behind the scenes, there was fear, real fear, that if Diddy got bail, he could pull a vanishing act, jetting off to a private island or a country with no extradition deal. Could the man who built Bad Boy Records really end up a fugitive, hiding from justice? Nobody knew. But everybody felt the stakes rising by the second. Even if he got out on bail, it wouldn't be freedom. He was still staring down lawsuits, a federal indictment, and an upcoming trial set to be one of the biggest celebrity courtroom showdowns ever. And his empire? Cracking. Fast. Corporate partners who once lined up to do business with Diddy were now running for the hills. Brands didn't want their names anywhere near the firestorm. What used to be a glittering empire, music, liquor, fashion, was starting to rot from the inside out. Public support? Evaporating. People who once praised him were now digging up every shady whisper and rumor, questioning everything. Was the Diddy we saw at the top of the charts ever real? Or just a carefully crafted illusion hiding a lifetime of darkness? Meanwhile, Cassie's lawsuit had triggered a chain reaction. More and more women, and even men, came forward. There was the college student from 1991, accusing Diddy of secretly filming their intimate encounter without consent and sharing it behind her back. Another woman, anonymous but credible, claimed a twisted experience orchestrated by Diddy left her traumatized and powerless. Then Liza Gardner stepped into the fray, recounting being violently exploited as a teenager by Diddy in the 90s. The lawsuits piled higher. The story's eerily consistent, too many to ignore. Still, Diddy's team clung to the same tired defense. It's all for clout, they just want money. But come on, when the floodgates burst open like this, it's no longer just about clout. It's about a pattern too chilling to dismiss. And then, the story took an even darker, gut-wrenching turn. In December 2023, Jane Doe, a name used to shield her identity, filed a bombshell lawsuit. She said she was underage when Diddy allegedly manipulated and intoxicated her, forcing her into unspeakable acts she could barely even remember. Her words painted a picture of total vulnerability. Another layer peeled back on a man who, if these allegations were true, weaponized his fame like a predator in designer suits. By early 2024, lawsuit after lawsuit followed. An adult film star said she was lured to one of Diddy's infamous parties, only to find herself in a nightmare she couldn't escape. More whispers, more screams, more cracks in Diddy's once unbreakable facade. Then came a major curveball. Music producer Roddy Jones Jr. A man stepped up with his own lawsuit. Jones claimed Diddy made unwanted sexual advances, tried to groom him, and leveraged power over him in the industry. Suddenly, it wasn't just women accusing Diddy. The web was much bigger and more twisted than anyone realized. Still, Diddy's camp barked back. Lies. All of it. But baby, the receipts were stacking sky high. By September 2024, the hammer dropped, a grand jury indictment. Federal prosecutors accused Diddy of running a criminal empire built on manipulation, coercion, bribery, and witness tampering. The charges were savage, and they weren't just gossip anymore. They were official, and they could lock Diddy away for life. The news sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. The mogul who once partied with presidents and owned the Grammy stage was now fighting for his freedom like a cornered animal. But even as Diddy sat behind bars, clinging to claims of innocence, another blow was delivered. In May 2024, CCTV footage from 2016 leaked, grainy but undeniably damning. The world watched in horror as Diddy was allegedly caught on video shoving Cassie to the ground and kicking her while she lay there. The internet exploded. Diddy scrambled to apologize, calling it disgusting and the lowest point of his life. But for many, the damage was done. The video confirmed what Cassie and others had been screaming about for months. Diddy wasn't just a misunderstood genius. He was exactly who the lawsuits described. Summer 2024 brought even more heat. Another lawsuit dropped. This time from Chris McKinney, a former model and actress, who claimed Diddy victimized her inside a New York City recording studio. And then the hits kept coming. Dawn Richard, once a rising star in Diddy's girl group Danity Kane, filed her own lawsuit, accusing Diddy of verbal abuse, manipulation, and unwanted advances during their time together. The once glamorous bad boy empire, it looked more like a haunted house of horrors. The allegations painted a devastating portrait of Diddy as someone who didn't just wield power, he weaponized it against everyone around him. As the lawsuits multiplied, Diddy's 55th birthday came and went, not with a star-studded bash, but in a cold prison cell. No champagne, no Instagram posts flaunting wealth and power, just silence and cold steel walls. The man who once ruled music, fashion, and nightlife was now facing a future behind bars and a legacy in ruins. Still, Diddy's legal team fought tooth and nail, throwing every defense they could muster, attacking the credibility of accusers, questioning the motives behind the lawsuits, begging the court to dismiss the charges. But with so many victims, so many lawsuits, so much undeniable evidence piling up, could even Diddy survive this? As the world watches and waits for the trial to unfold, one thing is clear. The empire Diddy spent a lifetime building now stands on a foundation of shattered trust, broken lives, and unanswered questions. Will he walk free, or will he finally face the reckoning so many believe is long overdue? Only time will tell.